Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Here I am in Pico Island, Azores, Portugal, and today I'm going to hike all the way to the top of the highest mountain of Portugal, which is Mount Pico, with the elevation of 2,351 meters.
So you first need to get to the mountain house or Casa da Montanha. You check in there and you start your hike.
As you may have noticed, it's very sunny at the sea level in Madalena, but I think when we are at the mountain house, it will be much cloudier at that elevation, which is around 1,200 meters. You can see the shoreline and another island, how it is sunny over there, but here this happens quite often, and today is not an exception. The Mount Pico views are completely obscured with clouds. Alright, so I have registered, paid my fee, which is 25 euro, and I'm starting my hike. So at the mountain house they provided me this bracelet, so I can talk to them and they can talk to me. They also can track me where I am exactly on the trail, and they also gave me some instructions. One more thing, they also ask how much water do you have. It's at least 1.5 liters per person. Then they might ask you to show them your boots, your trekking boots, if they are appropriate for this, but mine are definitely good enough. Also, it is advisable to register in advance, so you need to book your time slot in advance, but in my case I haven't found any slots available on the website, so I asked them if I can just show up and if they will let me on the trail, and they said if you don't sleep in the crater, if you don't spend the night in the crater, then most likely you will be fine. You can just show up and start your ascent. But the thing is, the mountain has its capacity, and I mean there is a maximum number of people on the trail simultaneously, and if it is at full capacity when you arrive, then you probably will need to wait a little bit until someone comes down, so you can start your hike. If you are planning to spend the night in the crater, then that's probably not gonna work. I mean, you cannot just walk in and start your ascent. You definitely need to register in advance and pay your fee, which is gonna be, in this case, 35 euro, because you're spending the night in the crater. The crater is right under the summit, the actual summit, probably like 50-70 meters below it, more or less like it. And you go with your own tent, your sleeping bag, with your sleeping mat. You set up your camp, you spend the night there, probably with other fellow hikers. I personally thought that this is not such a good idea to sleep in the crater, considering I'm hiking this mountain in July, and I think the crater will be somewhat crowded, so there is no solitude. You definitely should not expect solitude in high season. Maybe it's gonna be just 2-3 meters from your tent. The distance is gonna be like 2-3 meters between your tent and someone else's tent, and that's not what I'm looking for in the camping experience. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure people who camp in the crater, they are very considerate, quiet and respectful. Excuse me, guys. What do you find more difficult, ascent or descent?
The ascent for me.
All right.
The cardio.
Yeah.
But the descent is also not easy.
Not easy. Yeah, very steep.
Well, I'm 64, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know.
That.
Yeah, 4 kilometers and 1,200 meters elevation gain,
Yes.
which makes it very steep. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Thank you. And guys, with the elevation gain, yeah, it's quite steep, because the Casa da Montanha is at 1,200 meters. The top is 2,351, which makes the total elevation gain 1,100 something meters. but the length of the trail is only 3.8 kilometers, which makes it very steep, I suppose. The trail is marked with these poles. After the pole number 7, these poles are getting much more frequent because the vegetation disappears, and thus the trail is probably less prominent, so it's not as easy to see the trail itself as before the pole number 7. So my plan is, or was, because of the weather, my plan is to get to the summit, probably wait until the sunset, do some landscape photography and videography. I even got permission to fly my drone, and then start my descent to Casa de Montaña. So I'm going to do my descent after the sunset. That means at least partially in the darkness. Yeah.
Even though the trail is very well marked with the poles, it's quite steep and thus the descent might be quite exhaustive. Also, the trail has a few sections that might be slippery after rain, so going for a sunset at the summit and then descending in darkness, well, I must admit it is not the safest way of climbing Mount Pico, even with a very good headlamp, and I'm not encouraging you to do it this way. There are a bit safer options, even with the golden light inclusion. You can hike for a sunrise. That means you start your hike at around, I guess, 2-3 a.m. at night. You watch a sunrise at the summit and start your descent with the daylight. Or you spend the night in the crater, again go for a sunrise at the summit and then descend.
Yeah, clearing up a bit, but probably not for long. We are at 1500 meters, and so far the trail is not as steep as I thought it will be. Well, even if there is no light, no landscape photography opportunities, I still will be quite happy with a slightly thinner air and a feeling that I'm doing some activity in the mountains, in the alpine landscape. Well, it's more like a volcanic landscape though. Now the poles or the landmarks are much more frequent. You know what, I feel good. I feel really good despite all this fog and low visibility. I'm having a little anxiety though about my upcoming descent in the darkness. Well, we'll be even more considerate. Она старый инструктор, еще советский, первая лезет, бабушка моя. Oh, 1850 meters, guys. It's mostly solitary, quiet, but occasionally I meet people on the trail. I talk to them, ask them what they think about the climb. Yeah, it's nice. Very peaceful. And by the way, people all say it was the same at the top. I mean, low visibility and fog. You can't see a thing. Oh, will you look at that? Well, well, is it a few minute break or a major weather improvement? Hello guys, how was it at the top?
It was
Rainy.
like you said, it was hot because the volcano is
Erupting. Okay. Okay.
a good surprise.
You know what memories brings a sunscreen to me? A memories about Island Peak, Mount Elbrus, and some mountaineering courses in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Tour du Mont Blanc, of course, the one I did in 2023, and of course some multi-day trekkings in Norway. Yeah, immediately the smell of this thing brings those memories. Will you look at that? Oh my goodness. 2250 meters. So this is the Pequeño, or the summit, and probably this is the final section where it involves some scrambling. And this is the crater, and then I can't see yet a single tent here, but maybe that's because nobody hasn't arrived yet. Maybe they will arrive soon. All right, now we're gonna tackle this final section. There is this marks at this very last upper section. You better stick to them, because there is lots of loose rocks here. So there's like a 4-summit couloir. Oh, this is funny. This is what that lady that I met half an hour ago told me about. This is some sort of evaporation here, like warm vapor. You can feel it really. And I guess here we are. Here we are at the highest point of Portugal. Woohoo! Yeah! Ponto mais alto de Portugal, altitude 1351 meters. Yeah! How it turned out, guys. Who could have thought? Yeah, I'm at the summit and you can see the crater here. That's where you can stay overnight if you bring your own tent, your sleeping bag, your sleeping mat. So far no one is there, at least I cannot see anyone, and it's I think around 6:40 p.m. so it's roughly about 2 hours and 20 minutes until the sunset. Yeah, and the views are just spectacular. Now you can see this island, I don't know the name, but you can also see Fayal, I suppose, a little bit of it over there. So I'm probably gonna eat now, and I have my camera. I'm gonna snap a few photos of that island. I have a polarizing filter. I'm wondering what a polarizer can do with the sky. How can it bring it down, make it more vibrant maybe? As the sun gets lower, this shadow will get longer and longer, and I really want to capture this at around the sunset time, maybe 30-40 minutes before the sunset. It's time to sit on my podzopnik and relax with some food and water. Well, I can see there is a plane over there, probably gaining some altitude. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but today I am higher than you. I think all those people that I have met on the trail, they are now thinking that guy is a lucky one. Because unfortunately earlier here it was cloudy, there was no visibility. It's been a while since I saw such beautiful clouds. So my camera has a very wide angle, not sure if you can see it, but there is a group of people. They arrived into the crater and they are probably going to pitch up their tents. It's interesting if they will be here until the sunset, which will be in about 45 minutes or so, I think. Well, I actually can feel the altitude a little bit, maybe just a touch of dizziness, I don't know, I can't really describe, but this is what I have always felt at such an elevation, at around, I don't know, 2000, 2500 meters. Yeah, because I have been here for 2 hours, I think, at the top. So because there was no one here, I thought I can stay on the summit longer until the sunset, because normally what they say at Casa de Montaña, the time is limited for 30 minutes, I think, but I mean, because normally there are so many people on the trail and they want to enjoy their time at the summit as well.
I can see these guys are going up, but well, they will not miss the blue hour, which I think will be really nice here as well. But all my devices' batteries are completely drained, so I have nothing to do, I guess, than to just start my descent. By the way, the moon is rising. So we have the last light, and not sure, but if you can see, but probably you can see the shadow. It goes all the way like to the sky. That's incredible. Well, yeah, I would like to stay here a little longer, but I guess I have to go. Because if I start now, I'll still have some light for the first part of my descent. Alright, I'm starting my way down. Oh yeah, I just did this very steep section of my descent. And yes, by the way, you see those guys? They are staying in the crater. I thought they started their way to the summit, but yeah, you can see their tents over there. And guys, I guess I was totally wrong when I was saying that the crater will be crowded. It's not crowded at all. Apart than that one group, maybe it's a guided group, I don't know, there is nobody here, so you can even expect some solitude. I do believe that there are some other spots for your tent. Not entire crater for sure is suitable for pitching your tent. Yeah, there is a limited area, but still I can see only like 4 tents, which is good. I mean, maybe it depends on the day. And yeah, I'm lucky today because the full moon is rising and hopefully it will illuminate my way down. And of course, hopefully there's no clouds. There's not gonna be any clouds rolling in. Oh, yeah. That's very impressive, you know, all this. Absolutely. Well, actually, when it's not steep, going down is very easy, but when it gets steeper, then it is harder than ascending, for sure. Yeah, you know what, now it's way more steeper than like 20-30 minutes ago. Yeah, it's getting a bit tiring. Alright, well, that's how it should be, right? Yeah, I'm very lucky with the conditions during my descent. No clouds, the full moon, it's behind the mountain slope, and these poles or landmarks are self-reflective, right? Yeah, makes it far easier. It is a complete, absolute, beautiful silence. Oh, I just want to drink some water, rest here for a couple of minutes, and then continue my descent. And you know what? I just have realized that there is another shadow from the Pico mountain, which is because of the full moon. That's insane. That is completely insane. I don't have a tripod with me, but I positioned my camera on a rock and took a photo of that shadow. It's incredible. I have never seen something like that. Alright then, descending further. Well, what can I tell you? It is long and steep. So far I find it probably more difficult than the ascent. Well, for me personally. But that's probably what you should expect because of that steepness. Oh, I want to drink some water. Well, the vegetation is back. Well, to tell you the truth, this very last part is also very steep. Or maybe I'm just too tired already. Casa de Montaña. Took me 2.5 hours to get down, I think.
give it or take. Yeah, this is so good to be back.